talk you can trust.
The Pet Show is sponsored by AM 870, The Answer.
It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. If you're being outsmarted by your pets, you have come to the right place. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Is your Chihuahua acting a little coy? Does your feral feline have you in a total frenzy? Are your Maltipoos a bit moody? Well, if you love animals, I'm assuming you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to really understand your dog's and cat's behavior almost as well as they understand yours, if you're a little confused about your dog or cat's behavior, or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So you know what that means? Hop up on my couch, bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you want to join me on the ever-growing Pet Show family, and I mean we are expanding like crazy, if you want to find out why your dog is jumping, digging, your cat has scratched your favorite chair, not using a litter box, hates the new cat, you got a new boyfriend and you can't bring him to the house because your dog hates him, you take your dog for a walk, he goes absolutely berserk when he sees another dog going by. That's what we do here on The Pet Show. We help you resolve any issues that you may be having with your pets, and at the same time, any issues your pets may be having with you, which is a lot more likely. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. If you're new to the show, regular to the show, it makes no difference. Here's why. Everyone that calls into the show today and gets to talk to me live on the air will get an absolutely fabulous gift. Not for you, but for that beautiful dog or cat looking up at you with those adoring eyes as I speak. Now, I'm not giving away biscuits here, okay? Many of the items I give away on The Pet Show are worth as much as $25, $35, $45, even $50. So everyone that calls in, gets through to me, talks to me live, will get a fabulous gift for their dog or their cat. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. And as always, besides questions, I always want to hear from listeners who have either adopted a dog or rescued an older dog. Those stories, I know they need to be told. Why do they need to be told? There may be someone sitting on the fence. Should I adopt an older dog? Should I take this feral cat in? Sometimes your comments, what you're saying, can actually make the difference in encouraging that person to take the chance and save that dog or cat's life. So as always, plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. The phone number here at The Pet Show. By the way, you can watch the show live on YouTube. Of course you can. You can see the mug behind the voice. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Thanks to Kevin. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. And by the way, you should subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's free, and I do share a lot of information. We're expanding on a lot of videos there as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That's 866-870-KRLA. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away on the show. Let me tell you what I have planned for today's show. However, very often I don't get to all of my topics based on the fact that your comments, your questions, your stories are all my first priority. But if we have time today, here are just some of the topics I'd like to get into. You know, I've been working with dogs pretty much my entire life, professionally over 50 years. And for years, I spent probably days and days and days every week at shelters and rescues all across the Northeast and the South. And the one thing that I have accomplished and the one thing I've realized after all that time is so many of the dogs at shelters are there for reasons that are not their fault. They're bored. They were never educated. So here's what we're going to talk about a little bit later. You know, Telltale signs that your dogs are chronically bored. A bored dog may lead to destructive or unwanted behavior or even illness for the dog. I'll explain what you can do to keep your dogs mentally stimulated. Dogs that are stimulated will not destroy your house. The majority of destructive behavior is simply because the guardians never took the time to give that dog that mental stimulation they need. We all need mental stimulation. That means our pets as well. So we're going to talk about that. If you think maybe your dog's a little bored, give me a call. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. How many times have you been watching your favorite TV show on the air, and you let your dog out in the backyard during a commercial? The commercial is just about over. You want to run back to see the end of that show, but you can't because you're calling your dog. And it's like talking to the wind. The dog looks at you and says, "You're talking to me because I ain't coming." What do you need to know about that? So we're going to take a look at that as well. You call your dog. It's like talking to the wind. So why is it that some dogs will come to their guardians when they're called and others will kind of give them that look and say, "Hey, there's no way I'm coming back"? And also, I love cats. I have no cats at the moment living with me, but I've lived with as many as, well, a little bit more than 30 cats at one time. And one of the things I noticed after doing this show for years and the TV shows I did for years and the writing I've done for years is that cats sometimes, as they get older, become a little bit what we call, suffer with, how can I put this politely? Dementia. Okay, some cats, as they get older, will actually suffer with dementia. So we're going to take a look at feline cognitive dysfunction, kind of a form of feline Alzheimer's. Is it real? What you need to know. If you are lucky enough to live with a cat, you're not going to want to miss this story coming up as well. And also, we all feel good after a good stretch, don't we? You know, get up in the morning, you stretch and you stretch and you stretch. What about your dogs? What about your cats? We're going to take a look at, should you help your dog and your cat stretch, especially if you have a senior dog or a senior cat. Stretching can be absolutely amazing for their physical well-being. So we'll talk about that as well. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. By the way, if you have some great tips you want to share with people about the heat or how your dogs are doing with the heat, and any questions you might have about what to look for in the heat and what you need to know, also a great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. As always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. As I said, lots of great stuff to give away. So, if your pet happens to be jumping, chewing, scratching on your favorite chair, your cat's totally confused about the litter box, your rescue dog isn't housebroken, doesn't get along with other dogs and some people, and your dog is humping everything that moves and a few things that don't, great time to give me a call. If you just want to brag about a dog or cat you rescued, you want to tell a story about how your dogs or cats are maintaining in the weather, or how you found that beautiful dog or cat. If you recently adopted, or there was some interesting story, I want to hear from you guys as well. Or any training problems you may be having. Is your dog showing a sign of aggressive behavior? Are they too submissive? Can you not walk them because they're schlepping you down the block? When you meet another dog, do they not get along? When you have people come into your home, are you embarrassed because your dog is jumping all over them? If you have any questions, this is what this show's all about, and this is what this show's been doing for 43 years, is helping you resolve any issues or questions that you may be having. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. So, I was thinking about the question, what question do I want to ask for this week on the Pet Show? And I was going back and forth and back and forth. And just the other day, I was sitting in the yard, just relaxing, and Molly, my little rescue who I adore, Molly and Willie came over to me. It was like watching a stand-up comedy routine. It's unbelievable. I don't know what they were doing, but they stood up on their hind legs as if they were Laurel and Hardy, and I just totally started laughing. So it said, Warren, you got to ask this question. You've done it once before. I want to ask this seriously now. Do you believe that your dogs and your cats have a sense of humor? Now, I know that sounds eccentric to some people out there, but I want to know if I'm the only person that shouldn't be put away, because I believe it. Listen, I trained the dogs for David Letterman. I trained the dogs for, got so many comedians, Soupy Sales, if you remember Soupy Sales. Okay, why can't I remember his name right now? Rodney Dangerfield was a client of mine. Talk about funny, funny people. And I got to tell you, I think their dogs had a better sense of humor than they did. So do your dogs and your cats have a sense of humor? Give me a call. I will send you a great gift. Lots of good stuff to give away on today's show. I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. I'll be giving away Lucy Pet Food, an amazing pet food for your dogs or cats. Kitty Lickies, the ultimate treat for cats. Arthrosuit Gold to keep your dogs and cats' hips and joints in the best shape ever. It's going to be a horrendous flea season. I'll be giving away all natural herbal flea spray. I'll be giving away copies of my best-selling books, either dog book or cat book, hemp seed oil, and the brand new t-shirts are in that say, "None of my friends walk upright." Brand new, the new logo, everything in. I'll be giving some of those away as well as some other interesting products. You know, no scoot. If you have one of those dogs that scoots his butt on the back, I got great stuff for everybody. Again, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Anybody out there want to share some tips for my listeners in terms of keeping their dogs cool? What are you doing with the hot weather that we're experiencing and the hot weather that's coming? What are you doing to keep your dogs safe? Are you doing anything special before you take them outside for a walk? I do. I walk outside barefoot. If it hurts my feet, my dogs aren't going for a walk right then. Anything special you're doing to keep your dogs and your cats in good shape? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. I will get to your calls as soon as I possibly can. Really excited about today's show because I want to share some really important information with you about boredom. I know it sounds, boredom. What do you mean boredom, Mom? What's boredom? How does a dog get bored? How does a dog get bored? How do I get bored? I was bored for 2 years sitting in the house. I'm going to tell you what you can do, but I'm going to tell you more importantly that boredom is not just something that will cause your dog to become destructive. It can actually cause physical illnesses as well. We'll talk about that, as always. If you recently or not recently adopted an older dog or an older cat, if you're fostering an older dog or an older cat, I'd love to hear from foster people as well, because if more people would foster, more dogs and cats would be out of shelters, which simply means more dogs and cats would be socialized and educated, which means more dogs and cats would find their ultimately permanent homes. And that's what we're all looking for, those permanent homes. And once again, and I want to hear from you guys as well. I had a call this week. It was an interesting call. Someone was calling me about a dog that they rescued. And they brought the dog to their house. And when they got home, the dog was reacting a little strange. So what they did is they decided to immediately bring the dog back to the shelter. And I asked him that question. I said, well, was the dog at the shelter before that? How many times has it been brought back? And he said 2 or 3 times. Every time you bring the dog back to the shelter, you're putting that dog on death row. Why didn't you take the time or spend the time at least contacting someone? They lived in Southern California. Come on, we have some of the best trainers and behaviorists here. Hi, guys. And so the bottom line is, why didn't you contact somebody? How can you just give him back knowing that the chances of him being readopted after being returned so many times is insane? It's crazy. Our dogs and our cats give us so much pleasure and so much joy. The least we can do is help them as much as we can as well. Okay, that's my preaching for today. The number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. So someone asked me the other day, okay, Warren, I've been listening to you for a long time. I know your background. I know you trained in Europe. I know you trained in Southeast Asia. I trained, in Northern. What they want? This was the question they asked me. Warren, how many times have you been arrested? Boy, would my mother be proud. We'll talk about that a little bit later on today's show. Just a couple, believe me. No long stints, I promise. 866-870-KRLA. And by the way, every time was because of an animal issue that I was trying to resolve. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. I'm going to take a quick break, then right back to your phone calls. We'll get to you, Barbara, Susan, and Lydia. 866-870-5752. Listen to me carefully. Everyone wants to feed their dog the best food on the market. What is the best food? I know it's confusing. You go to the supermarket, you go online. What am I going to do? Well, let me tell you. I have done all the research for you. I have been feeding my rescues, Molly and Willie, Lucy pet food from day one, from the day they came out of the High Kill shelter. And you know how absolutely stunning they look. Well, Lucy Pet Food, with that amazing prebiotic and probiotic formula, is the secret. What an amazing product this is. In fact, they are so passionate about you, they just opened recently a $1.5 million laboratory checking their ingredients as they come in and the food as it goes out, which means there's no safer place to get food than from Lucy Pet products. And here's the bottom line. Just recently, Lucy Pet received a certificate from SQF, the independent auditing firm. They inspect human consumption manufacturing plants, plant food plants, and Lucy received level 3. You hear me? Level 3, which, by the way, is the highest award. I'm telling you what an incredible company this is. They have that passion about your dogs and cats just like you and I do. And here's the deal. If you go to their website directly, LucyPetProducts.com, LucyPetProducts.com, you can order kitty lickies, you can order dry dog food, wet dog food, dry cat food, wet cat food, whatever they have on their website, and there's lots there. Spend just $35 at LucyPetProducts.com, and you know what? Your dogs and cats will be healthier, and shipping is absolutely free. So go to LucyPetProducts.com, spend $35, and they will ship it to your door absolutely free. I promise. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
You're smart, you're busy, and don't have time to waste on the mainstream media cycle. Salem News Channel breaks that cycle. Topics that matter from hosts worth watching. Dinesh D'Souza, Andrew Wilkow, Brandon Tatum, and more. Open debate and free speech you won't find anywhere else. Salem News Channel, not like the other guys. Watch anytime on any screen, free 24/7. Find everything you need to know at snc.tv. That's snc.tv.
Exposing your retirement to the stock market, learn how credited interest from market-indexed returns can help keep your money safe. Join Dr. Emily Loy for the Safe Money Radio Show, Saturday afternoons at 3 p.m. You can reach Emily Loy for your complimentary customized Safe Money Kit and Safe Money book by calling 844-453-SAFE, 844-453-SAFE, and tune in Saturdays, 3 p.m. here on AM 870, The Answer.
On the horizon, now is the perfect time to get that pesky roof leak taken care of. This is Greg Avazian, president at Rescue Roofing Construction, urging you to call or text me right now to schedule your free inspection and estimate. With Rescue Roofing, there's no waiting, no games, no gimmicks, and definitely no surprise change orders. We've got discounts for our military and first responders and payment plans starting as low as $85 a month. That's right, $85 a month. Plus, everything we do is backed by real warranties, giving you the peace of mind you really deserve. You've worked hard to put a roof over your family's head. Allow us to help you maintain it for generations to come, no matter what tomorrow's climate may bring. Call or text Rescue Roofing, the no change order contractor, at 323-366-9500. Don't wait, that's 323-366-9500. Rescue Roofing, 323-366-9500.
Dr. Gorka here, and I want to talk to you for a minute about 100% drug-free Relief Factor. I've been taking Relief Factor for years now to help me deal with pain in my body. My wife takes it as well. The reason we tell everyone we know about it is simple. We found it really works to help our bodies fight off the inflammation that causes aches and pains. Whether it's the pain of injuries you've sustained or just the natural pains from the mileage over the years, Relief Factor can help. I've never looked back. Almost 70% of the more than 500,000 people who have tried Relief Factor end up ordering more. That's because it works for them the way it works for me. Isn't it time for you to get out of pain? Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start for the discounted price of only $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference.
Listen on Odyssey.
AM 870, The Answer.
Everybody tells me that it's cool to be a cat.
Man, it is so cool to be a cat. We are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Be patient with me. I will get to your calls, I promise. And I will send your dog or your cat a super duper gift, I promise, as well. The phone number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Besides giving you some great pet advice today, I'm going to give you some I can't use that word on the air, but some lousy pet advice that also I found on the internet this week as well. Some really bad advice. I'll share that with you guys a little bit later. But right now, if you have a question or comment, great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. Let me start out with Barbara calling from Los Angeles. Hey, Barbara, welcome to the Pet Show. Hello, Barbara. Oh, Barbara. Barbara disappeared on me. Okay, Barbara. All right, here's the deal. Barbara's question was that there's going to be at the LA shelters, they're going to give a discount for adopting, I believe she said adopting, I don't know for sure because I lost her call, adopting black cats and black dogs. I think that's a great idea because let me tell you, one of the more difficult adoptions for shelters and rescues all across the country, and it's actually called black dog and black cat syndrome. For whatever reason, people go into a shelter, they can see the cutest, most adorable, loving black dog or black cat, but for some reason, they don't want to adopt it because the cat is black or the dog is black. Never got that. When I adopted Molly and Willie, I adopted them sight unseen. It turned out that one was a cinnamon color and one was black. Molly, I don't understand why looks are so important. Let me ask you guys a question. If you want to answer this, I send you an amazing gift because I want to get an answer to this. How many people care what their dog or cat looks like once they get them home and fall in love with them? How many people really care about what their dog looks like? You know, years ago, when I first started training, people were getting dogs like Afghans and bearded collies and Bouvier de Flanders and Briards, all these gorgeous Old English sheepdogs, these gorgeous Salukis and all these gorgeous Nova Scotia duck trolling, all these beautiful dogs. And I was adopting, I had 36 dogs. I was adopting dogs, 3 legs, 1 ear, I got to say that because none of them are with me anymore. They were amazing, but they weren't lookers. And I got to tell you, after just a few hours with them, you fall in love with the inside, not the outside. So sometimes when people go to a shelter, or let's say you adopt a dog and you're used to having this beautiful dog and now you have this dog you rescued and people aren't commenting how cute or adorable he is. Let me tell you, those dogs turn out to be the absolute best. No such thing as ugly dogs. No such thing as ugly cats. Just people that are ugly that think they're ugly. 866-870-KRLA. Barbara, you're back. Hey, Barbara.
Warren.
Barbara,
Can you
what's
hear
up?
me okay?
Yeah, like you're right next to me, Barbara. What's up?
Okay. Good morning to you and Denise and Molly and Willie. My dogs and cats are fine today, and don't ask me how many because I'm not counting. But after listening to you and learning from you and studying informally under you for decades, I have a lot of the answers. But I still listen to you because I don't have all the answers. But now I just have this tip that I heard on the radio, a news station last night, and I started letting people know that all the LA shelters are offering 50% off adoption fees for all the dogs and cats that have black fur. And first it struck me as funny, and then I remembered that you said a long time ago, or you've repeated it, that sometimes it's hard to place them, and I have no idea why. I have had black dogs and black cats, and they're beautiful and wonderful like any other dog or cat.
You know, it's interesting that you said that. Years ago, you could never do this now. I worked with an organization. Actually, the name was Black Dog, Black Cat Rescue. And that's all they did. It was in northern Pennsylvania. I lived on Long Island, so it was a long drive for me, but it was worth every minute of it. We found more homes for black dogs and black cats because a lot of people are under consumption or the misconception that black dogs and black cats are different. No, they're not different. They're just different color.
Superstitious or some weird old something that somebody believed a long time ago, a myth, and people just carried it on. But it's for this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Well, that's great. That's great to hear. So if anyone's looking to adopt a dog or cat, I guess there's a discount or 50% off on adopting a black dog or a black cat at the shelters, and I think it's a great idea. A great idea. Yeah. Barbara, you know what? I'm going to send you an ET sheet, Barbara. How's that?
Flea spray, please.
What?
Flea spray. I mean, I bought a lot from Julie, but we're using it 3 times a day when we go for a walk.
So what did you want instead?
Already.
So what did you want instead?
I would love to have some more flea spray because we're.
Oh, okay, no problem. All natural herbal flea spray. I'm going to put you on hold, and you're getting all natural herbal flea spray on its way to you. I feel like let's make a deal today. But it's okay, Barbara, because I adore you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Susan, I'm going to get to your call. Lydia, I'm going to get to your call. I'm going to break in a minute or so, but I don't want to rush anyone. I want to get Lydia's call on behavior. You know what, Lydia? I can start your call now. I may have to put you on hold, and then we'll go to Susan as well. Hey, Lydia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Okay. I just have dog for over 8 years. The dog is sweet, kind, getting along with every dog. He don't bark. But recently, his behaving changed. I left him home. He destroyed the whole house.
Well, let me ask you a question. What has changed with you?
With me, nothing changed. I moved from one place to another place.
How long ago?
I just a year ago, and from a year, the dog cannot stay alone home. He chew the frames.
Okay, was this an adopted dog?
No. I got him from puppy when he was 6 months old, but maybe there was from the, but it was.
Well, no. Well, what type of dog is it?
Yes, a mixed pit bull with boxer.
Okay, so here's my gut reaction. You changed the environment. The dog was doing fine at the old environment. I don't know what his background was before he came to you. Now he's in this new place, and when he's in this new place and you leave, he's not suffering from what we call separation anxiety. I think he's suffering from what we call abandonment issues. The fact that you didn't get him until he was 6 months old means that he was separated from people or other animals he loved at a much older age after he bonded. I'm not going to rush you, Lydia. I'm going to put you on hold. I'll come back to you after the commercial break. We'll get to you, Marion. We'll get to you, Susan, as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. You know, when there's a change in your dog or cat's behavior, why do we always look at it like it's the dog or cat's that are the problem? Maybe it's our problem. Sometimes a good look in the mirror goes a long way. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Quick break, then right back to you, Lydia. We'll get back to you, Marion, as well. All right, listen. It's so important. You love your dogs. You love your cats. They're part of your family. You want to make sure that whatever you give them is as good as it can get. And let me tell you, I have been talking about Nature Vet products for over 30 years. They're manufactured right here in Temecula, California. Their CEO, Scott Garman, a good friend. I've known Scott forever. They have a brand new product out. It's called Scoopables, bursting with flavor and nutrition, come in many, many different varieties. Let me tell you, they're Scoopables Quiet Moments calming aid with melatonin, great for dogs that may have a little anxiety or being nervous, whether they're being traveling or grooming. They're Scoopables No Scoot. In fact, my Molly's on Scoopables No Scoot. Those are for those dogs that, they get embarrassed. They scoop their butts along the ground, generally when company's over the house. Scoopable allergy aids, and there's also a special product, Scoopable, for those dogs that have the disgusting habit of eating their own poop. There's nothing like it. And for the pickiest of pets, your felines will love Scoopables by NatureVet, like some of the amazing products that they have. Now, NatureVet products are available at just about any pet store you go to. You're not going to miss them. NatureVet. Also available at their website, naturevet.com. That's naturevet.com. If it doesn't say NatureVet on it, you're not getting the best products for your dog and cat. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Hey, it's Jeff from the Gunslinger Hour radio program. Tune into the Gunslinger Hour Sundays at 8 p.m. on AM 870 to learn everything you need to know about firearms. We'll talk about guns and ammo, our amazing auction on October 8th, super deals on pistols, rifles, and how you can sell your gun collection for an incredible profit, our stores in Glendora and Orange, and much more. If you're buying pistols and rifles, selling gun collections, or simply got questions about firearms, listen to the Gunslinger Hour Sundays at 8 p.m. right here on AM 870, The Answer.
Moving season is here, so don't just hire the first moving company you find online, get the facts. Hi, I'm Henry Vogel of Presto Logistics. Does the moving company you've found have trained, licensed, and insured movers? Presto Logistics does. Does your moving company have a climate-controlled warehouse that will keep your belongings safe until you're ready to move? Presto Logistics does. Is it a moving company that hires out some anonymous third-party company to move your prized possessions? Presto Logistics is a direct carrier that has moved thousands of families and businesses throughout California and across the country. Presto Logistics has got the trucks, the movers, and the experience to make your move smooth and stress-free. Go to prestomoving.com or call 818-349-4000, 818-349-4000, and I'll personally come to your home to give you a free binding quote. I'll also throw in $200 off the cost of any packing supplies you might need. Take the stress out of moving with Presto Logistics. Go to prestomoving.com or call 818-349-4000. That's 818-349-4000. prestomoving.com.
AM 870. The Answer.
Yeah, leave my kittens alone. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Coming up, we're going to talk about some stupid advice on the internet, which can really screw up people's pets. We're going to talk about cat Alzheimer, and we're also going to talk about sometimes when you call your dog, it's like talking to the wall. He doesn't hear you. We'll talk about that. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of amazing stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. We're talking to Lydia in Woodland Hills about her pit bull boxer blended breed that is having behavioral issues. Now, when did these issues start, Lydia? They started after you moved to the new location. So let me put my gut. So let me put my gut here. My feeling is that when you moved to a new location, the dog was 6 months old when you got him. I don't know if he had other homes before you or not, but the fact that he was 6 months old when you bought him tells me there was something else going on here. So what we have here is a dog that is suffering with abandonment issues. So when you leave, his assumption is that you may not come back. And what often happens when a dog is feeling that way, or even some boredom sets in, and I'm going to talk about that later, destruction follows. So what you need to do is let the dog know that even when you're home with him, Lydia, even when you're sitting around with him, he's not always going to be on top of you. Go into another room for 5 minutes and close the door and just sit there. When you come home, don't make a big deal out of it. When you leave, don't make a big deal out of it. Put down some special items he only gets when you leave the house. Also, when you leave, you know, dogs are so astute. They pick up on everything. So the minute you pick up your car keys, the minute you pick up your purse or put on your jacket, they know you're gone. And again, it's fear you're not coming back. So going out of the house for a short period of time, a couple of minutes, coming back in, all of that's going to make a difference to build up his confidence again, to let him know that when Lydia leaves, she's always coming back. That's what's causing the problem. More exercise, maybe a little more training at this point as well. Training builds up a dog's confidence. Put those pieces together, and I'm sure it will help you resolve the issue. What I'm going to do right now, though, Lydia, is I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. I want you to focus on the chapter in that book, specifically on separation and abandonment issues. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, I don't know if you have access to it, but if you go to youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, there's a great video I did there as well on abandonment issues also. Whew, you guys are tiring me out. The phones are jam-packing. Who is up next here? Let's see. We are going to... Let's go to... is this my friend Marion Zola? I bet it is. Marion... Hi, is this Marion?
Yes, it is.
My buddy? How you doing, Marion? It's been a while since we spoke.
Okay. Warren, what I wanted to say is that racism, canine and feline racism, is no different than human racism. To judge people or animals by the color they were born is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. And one of the many, many rescue groups I work with, what they do with their black dogs is they always put them in cages with very light-colored dogs, because she said if I don't, then nobody stops at the cage to look at them. So that is one little piece of advice that might be of some help.
No, that's great, Marion. That's great advice, and I'll tell you. Sometimes when people are walking by and looking at the dogs in the kennel or the cats in the kennel, and they see a black dog, they'll go right past it. But if there happens to be a pair that's bonded a little bit, a black dog and let's say another color dog, they'll stop and at least look, which may give the black dog the opportunity to melt their hearts, which is often what they do.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm not calling you because of this, but I do have a play I wrote opening in about 10 days at Theater 40 in Beverly Hills, and it has to do with a very important legal case that had to do with slavery. And there's a situation where people who had a certain color skin were put in a certain category. And,
yeah, and dogs are like not only it's not only dogs that are black and white. It's also dogs that that have challenges with physical challenges. Marion, I got to move on. Give me a call. I'd love to get together. Send me some more information. You have my email. Send me some information on that play. I'd love to see it. In the meantime, I want to send you something. I want to put you on hold. And I want to send you one of the brand new T-shirts that says "None of my friends walk upright." Now, that's not a new saying, but the new T-shirts absolutely redesigned. Redesigned by me. Don't let that stop you. Also, just so you know, if you go to my website, thepetshow.com, and you order the brand new T-shirts, I don't know, they're $8, whatever they are, 14, I don't know, I have no idea. But anyway, that money goes directly to my 501c3 not-for-profit Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, which I'm going to talk to you more about later in the future, because this is the only organization that has now donated money to every small mom, not every, but we've donated to small mom and pop organizations in every single state, all 50, and some other countries as well. I'm telling you, these are the small groups that everyone is ignoring, not the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. If you want more information about my fund, which is 501c3, totally nonprofit, again, every penny, including the expenses, the cost factors, everything, doesn't come out of the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. It comes out of yours truly's pocket, because my passion is to make sure that the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund is kind of like the United Way for Animals, helping the small mom and pops you guys have never heard of. They raise $50 to save a dog, have a white elephant sale. Then someone sent me a thing this week. We're having a big fundraiser. We need to raise $300,000. This organization, if they get $500 and you have their van fixed to take their dogs back and forth from the vet, it's like they hit the lottery. Those are the groups I help. Those are the groups I need you to help me help. If you want more info, go to hugskisses.animalfund.org. All right, we are going to, where are we going here? Let's go to Garden Grove and Sandy. Hey, Sandy, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. I have a question. I need some advice. I have 6 cats and 3 dogs, all rescue animals.
You don't like animals at all, do you, Sandy? You don't like animals, right?
Yeah, right. And I just got a feral cat trapped and fixed, and in the kittens I've got in a separate area. But I took that feral mama and put her in a room by herself where she can recover, but she's hiding all the time underneath everything like feral cats do. And now I put a radio on out there, and everybody's telling me that I should go in and sit like for an hour or 2 every day and talk to her. And
at least 8 hours a day. No, at least 8 hours a day. Now, here's what you need to do. The radio is a great idea. The other thing you need to do is get the scent of the other cats on some washcloths, and get your scent on the washcloth as well. Put those under the bed, around the bed where the cat is, so she's around the scents without being physically challenged by the presence. Once the feral gets used to the scent, then maybe what you can do is just start going in there, putting your hand underneath. She's used to your smell, little by little. Listen, I've rescued so many feral cats in my life, I couldn't count them on all my hands, my toes, and borrowed yours. But the bottom line is, the resolution to bringing a feral cat out is simply one word, and that word is patience. Patience, patience, and patience. In some cases, it has taken me 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, even a year to make that rescue work. But the bottom line is, they always come around. They're not all going to be Morris, but they all do come around. That I can promise you. So the radio is a good idea on a talk station, maybe KRLA, good suggestion for you. Yeah. And also what I would do is the scent under there, sit there, talk to her. I think that would be imperative as well. Put those pieces together, you'll be absolutely fine, I promise.
Okay, all right.
And you know what? Maybe a little bribe works as well. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you some kitty lickies from Lucy Pet. I'm telling you, cats absolutely go insane for kitty lickies. So kitty lickies on its way to you. Great time to give me a call. I do have an open line, maybe 2 open lines. Pretty rare here on the Pet Show. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. When we come back, we have Helene in Jersey. Hey, Helene, yo. I want you to feel at home. We got Sandy in Garden Grove. We got Judy in Newport Beach. We got Fadia, I believe it is. I don't know where she's from. I can't read the name of the town. Great time to give me a call, though. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Listen, you just heard me give away some kitty lickies, right? The cat's kitty lickies is amazing. And if you live with a cat, well, let me rephrase. If a cat lets you live with them, you know they call it when they want to socialize, when they want to play, when they want to eat. You know what? Kitty lickies, that's what they want. Kitty lickies are actually scrumptious, lickable mousse cat treats and food toppers. I'm telling you, your cats will love kitty lickies directly from the pouch or squeeze it over dry food for an extra treat. But here's a great idea. So many cats can be a little finicky. You know who I'm talking to out there. If you have a finicky cat, kitty lickies, I'm telling you, the finickiness, if that's a word, will disappear. Kitty's lickable mousse cat treat comes in three favorite recipes. Get your tongue back in, Warren. Chicken and duck or salmon and chicken. But don't take my word alone. Here's a listener. This is what they said about kitty lickies.
So she won't always come when I call her. She'll acknowledge me, but she comes when she wants to. But when I ask her, I'm in my room, and about 10 minutes ago, she's under the couch in the living room because she likes the dark. But when I say, Simone, want a kitty licky, that cat comes running. She loves the chicken and duck. She loves the sardine and tuna. I've got a great supply of
And
them.
I'm telling you, here's the deal. Go directly to Lucy Pet's website, lucypetproducts.com. You can order kitty lickies. You can order cat food. You can order dog food, their treats, their recipes, everything. You can go kitty lickies. I'm telling you, if you have a cat, kitty lickies should be there. Check out lucypetproducts.com, lucypetproducts.com. Order whatever you want. I don't care what you order. Spend just $35. Shipping absolutely free. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and now Credit Suisse Bank. Veteran-owned Midas Gold Group believes we are in the early innings of a systemic banking crisis. The Fed's quantitative tightening with higher interest rates are affecting the money supply. This is your cue to create your own bank with real money. Gold. Call Midas Gold Group now. 805-601-6000. That's 805-601-6000. I trust them with my account. You can too. Midas Gold Group, your vault of confidence.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? My name is Ron LeGrand, and over the past 40 years, I've bought over 3,000 houses without using my money or credit and taught thousands to do the same. Today, even in a virtual environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, or other costly entanglements, and build huge cash flow and wealth without the hassle of tenants, all without credit and little or no money. You don't need a license or experience, and I'll show you exactly how it's done. Text RON to 99799, and I'll send you my free training. I promise you I'll change the way you think about real estate and open the door to a new lifestyle that doesn't involve risk or rehabs and can quickly replace your current income. Text RON to 99799 and let me show you how to take your life back and build cash flow and wealth from your home. That's RON to 99799. Again, RON to 99799.
AM 870, The Answer.
What did the tiger say?
My buddy Soupy Sales. A lot of laughs with Soupy Sales walking down Fifth Avenue in New York City. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Here's that phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Judy, Afidia, Helene will get to your calls. Great time to give me a call, by the way, though I do have an open line or two. I want to spend a couple of minutes here. And you know, this is important. I want to share this because this is a big problem that many pet guardians run into. So bear with me. I will get to your phone calls. I do promise. Let me talk about boredom. I want to talk about the telltale signs your dog is chronologically bored. By the way, for those people on YouTube, I just wrote this week, so let me share it with you. I didn't want to forget any points. Bored dogs will look for ways to entertain themselves, which may lead to destructive or unwanted behavior and even illness. Like humans, dogs need mental stimulation. Without it, they become anxious, depressed, or even aggressive. Recognizing if your dog is chronically bored is important for their mental and emotional well-being. The number one sign of chronic boredom in dogs is destructive behavior. So if your dog is chewing, digging, getting into all those destructive things that people call me about here, there's a good possibility boredom may be in play. Also, you understand destructive behavior may get mistaken for bad dogs. Remember what I said? There's no bad dogs, just dogs that may be confused. But destructive behavior, just like the woman who called me, all of a sudden her dog's becoming destructive. It's mistaken for a bad dog, but it's actually your dog's way of communicating their feelings. We're not feeling comfortable. We're bored. We're stressed. We're anxious. This is why we're behaving this way. They don't have hands, so they use their mouths. That's where the destruction comes into play. Here's some of the things you can do. Number one, increase the exercise. Bottom line. Number two, training. Training aren't just about teaching a dog a new trick. They provide a lot of mental stimulation for your dogs as well. So training's critical. Interactive toys are important. And design an environmental adventureland. My backyard is like Disney. Make your backyard interesting. I know you say, well, I got this dog. Change them, move them around, make it exciting for the dog. And again, socialization, really, really critical. So bottom line is this. Boredom, biggest reason why dogs are destructive. Winding up at shelters, biggest reason, destructive behavior. You see the relationship there? So if you have a dog that has destructive behavior, before you give up, take a look at why the dog is being that way. 100% of the time, I can't make them perfect, but they can all be a lot better. Hey, great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I still got hugs and kisses, by the way, the most expensive thing I give away. I got Author Suit Gold, copies of my books, Kitty Lickies, Lucy Pet Food t-shirts, lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. So here's the deal. I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned about this. Am I the only one that feels that dogs and cats have a sense of humor? And even horse. By the way, today's Love Your Horse Day, I believe. National Love Your Horse Day. Do pets have a sense of humor? What are your dogs and cats? Don't they make you laugh? Don't they make you smile? Don't they make you... Come on now. I want you to answer this question. Do you believe that dogs and cats have a sense of humor? Give me a call. I will send you a super shirt. Or I want to hear from somebody who recently may have adopted a black dog or a black cat. I want to hear from you guys as well. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. And if you have any questions, if you want to talk a little bit, I'd love to hear, because sometimes the greatest advice comes from you. I'd like to hear from some of my listeners in terms of things they may be doing to help their dogs and cats cope with the heat. There are so many people out there. We talk about heat and problems all the time. Just the other day, I was down at Santa Monica. I live in Santa Monica, and I was watching somebody that couldn't catch up with them riding their bike on the concrete and their dog running alongside of them. Concrete was hot. The weather was hot. The sun was beating down. And I didn't see any water for the dog. What are people thinking? Are they that stupid, that naive, or they just don't care? If you walked around my neighborhood or a lot of neighborhoods, you notice that store owners put out water for the dogs and poop bags for the dogs. So some people really, really care. I think maybe there has to be more education for pet guardians. Some of the things I started many years ago in New York City, going to the schools and educating the kids, I realized I'm not going to change the adults' minds. But if I get to the kids and the kids pester their moms and dads, maybe things will be done. Let me hear from you guys. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Some secrets or tricks you may be using to keep your dogs cool. I want to hear from you as well. And if you get through, a great gift will be on its way. Let me take a quick break, then I'll get right back to your phone calls. Right now, it's time for me to brag about my own Hugs and Kisses supplement. You know why? This year is going to be absolutely the most horrendous flea season ever. All the rain and then the heat, the fleas are waving their flags, let me out, let me out, let me out. But fleas aren't the only problem this time of year. The hot weather also causes increased shedding. But if you want to make sure you get the jump on fleas and shedding, you want to use my Hugs and Kisses 4-in-1 vitamin mineral supplement treat. I put it together. I put my heart and soul into this product over 30 years ago, made some changes a couple of years even better. Hugs and Kisses is formulated not just with probiotics. I actually have prebiotics in the formula as well, and prebiotics are so important, making the probiotics work better, giving your dogs and your cats the most incredible gut, the most incredible digestive system they can have. My Hugs and Kisses, by the way, is what I consider the natural approach you want to tackle fleas and excessive shedding in both dogs and cats. Just pennies a day, Hugs and Kisses actually promotes shedding and dander control, relief of skin problems, hot balls, and shinier coats in pets of all ages. And fleas are much less likely to attack a dog or a cat with healthy skin because moisture in the skin prevents them from burrowing in. But don't take my word alone. I actually want you to go to Amazon.com and read all of the 5-star testimonials from verified buyers at Amazon.com. Or go to Walmart.com. Or go to my website, thepetshow.com, and read all of the reviews there as well. You know, with all of the extreme weather we've seen and are going to see the rest of the summer, that's going to mean flea infestation everywhere. If you want to make sure your dogs and cats enjoy a flea-free, excessive shedless-free summer of fun, now's the time. I want you to go to Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or my website, thepetshow.com, to order Hugs and Kisses for your dog or cat. Again, Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or my website, thepetshow.com. But you know, a lot of people want to talk to us. You don't want to go to the website. You want to speak to someone directly. This is my office number. Call. If we're not there, we'll call you back and explain to you whatever you need. Or you can order right online. Write this number down, 1-800-430-4847. That's 1-800-430 and the word HUGS, H-U-G-S. I promise you, remember, my face and my signature is on every jar. I promise you, your dogs and your cats will feel healthier, look healthier, and be healthier with my Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats every single day. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Prager here. Sue and I mean it when we say dogs are part of our family, and there's nothing like their loyal companionship. So,
Are you considering a unique way to enhance your investment knowledge this year? Then sign up today for the all-inclusive Eagle Financial Publications Cruise. Along with our trusted partner, The Money Show, we're setting sail this December to explore some of the most beautiful and unspoiled destinations in the Caribbean. But this is no ordinary vacation. It's a chance to learn from top Eagle financial experts like best-selling authors George Gilder, Mark Skousen, and others who will be hosting a series of workshops and seminars throughout the trip. Imagine lounging on the sun deck while discussing investment strategies with like-minded individuals, or enjoying a gourmet dinner at the same table with one of our leading financial authorities. This once-in-a-lifetime cruise is a perfect way to combine education and relaxation to achieve your investment goals. This cruise will sell out quickly, so visit EagleFinancialCruise.com today to learn more and to secure your cabin. That's EagleFinancialCruise.com. Eagle Financial is a division of Salem Media Group.
Hey folks, Jen here. Have you ever walked into a home and realized that the kitchen is out of date? You know, 20-year-old cabinets and fixtures from the Iron Age. So how do you tell someone that they could use the help of our friends over at Southwest Construction? Well, you could ask them if they've heard that our buddy, Larry Elder, has talked about Southwest Construction for years, but you don't hear Larry's voice here due to FCC rules because he's running for president. So let me share how Larry loves the fact that Southwest Construction is ranked in the top 5% of contractors nationwide. Then I'd casually work the conversation around to how they can see Southwest's amazing work for themselves when they go to southwestconstruction.net. Or I might even tell them how that Southwest will come to you and show how they can make your design dreams a reality. And I get to urge our listeners to call Southwest Construction, 800-931-0000, 800-931-0000. Southwest Construction, because your home deserves it.
AM 870, The Answer.
I wanna go jam, wanna jump and shout, down on the corner where the
And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Phone number 866-870-CAROL. Let me see if we can squeeze Judy in. Let's go to Judy in Newport Beach. Hey, Judy. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I cannot be better, Judy. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, thanks.
How can I help you today?
So I'm going to be flying with my dog for the first time. I'm moving from California to South Carolina in 2 weeks.
What a shock. Someone moving from California to the East Coast. Might be the first time I heard that in the last 20 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm sure. So I have a Jack Russell, and I am going to be flying on the plane with him. And I'm a little bit nervous about it because I don't have any other way to get him there. And I called the airlines, and they said that he can fly under my seat. So I got a first-class ticket, so there's as much room as possible.
Yeah, sure.
And they said he just needs to be in a soft-sided carrier bag, which I'm doing. But, I mean, he's never flown before, and I don't know what to expect. And I was wondering if you could just give me some suggestions.
Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, what I would do right now, how far, let's say you live in Newport Beach, and you're going to be flying out of which airport?
John Wayne.
Okay. What you can do is, when are you leaving?
A week from this Thursday. So
what I would do is if you can take him to the airport and just walk him around the outside of the airport to get him familiar with the smells of the jet fuel, to get him familiar with the sounds of planes taking off and landing, that will help desensitize. We don't have a whole lot of time. You know, usually when I know someone's flying, I got like months to prepare the dog for it. But in other words, getting him used to the sounds and the smell is really, really important. He's going to be fine. You know, bring water from home. Water in South Carolina may be different than the water in California. So bring some water with you. That's important. Put his favorite toy. Practice putting him in the carrier now, making a very positive experience out of it, and you should be fine flying. What's the flight about? 5.5, 6 hours?
Yeah, and I have a 2-hour layover in Chicago, and I was wondering if you know, somebody told me that airports do have like a doggy area.
Yes, I don't know. You know what? Let me do this. I don't want to rush you, Judy. I'm going to put you on hold. Hold on. I want to come back, give you some more advice. Fadia, don't go anywhere. Helene, don't go anywhere. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Plenty of time for your calls, 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
AM 870. Yes, it's the Weekend Magazine.
KRLA Glendale. Breaking news and opinions from the voices you can trust. Hewitt, The Morning Answer with Jen and Grant. Prager, Gorka, Levin, Kirk. This is AM 870. The Answer. Cancel culture. Not welcome here. When you listen to this station, you get the idea of why we exist and what we can do to make this a better place. We all know that America is not what it should be. The hosts of this channel are not willing to accept it the way it is. These hosts want to build America back and make this country the leader on the world stage. It can be done. Stick with us to find out how. AM 870, The Answer. Breaking news and talk you can trust.
Gil Ascarati here, host of Real Estate Radio LA. It's a show about real estate on the radio in LA. Every Saturday at 2 p.m., I'm going to peel back the real estate industry, the good, the bad, and the ugly, tackling questions like, is your real estate agent overpaid? Should you use a discount broker? How about flipping your own home? So join me, Gil Ascarati of eXp Realty, every Saturday, 2 p.m., Real Estate Radio LA, right here at AM 870, The Answer.
DRE number 01298646.
6. This is the Morning Answer with Jen and Grant.
I see why the American people are frustrated. I see why Republican members of Congress are frustrated. We now have a police state.
Yep.
It's
they're
certainly
really
what
good
it
at
feels
that.
like. You had FBI agents using the FISA warrant to snoop on ex-lovers?
Crazy.
Imagine if you're that ex-lover and you got an FBI agent snooping around whatever you're doing.
It's illegal.
And they should be fired for it.
The Morning Answer with Jen and Grant. Weekday mornings at 6. Heard on radios, smartphones, and home speakers everywhere.
Warren Eckstein, the man for your pets. We tried to stumble, but we haven't yet. Your dog is barking, your cat missed the box. Your ferret's chewed up all your favorite socks. He sure knows how to get inside your pet's head. But maybe it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And if you love your dogs and cats, want to find out some of their quirks, why they behave a certain way, why they may be jumping, why your cat's not using a litter box, why he doesn't get along with the dog next door, why he's jumping all over you, he doesn't come back when he's called, he's not housebroken, your cat scratched your favorite chair and knocked things off the counter, your backyard looks like the moon because your dog's digging holes. You get the idea. If you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat's behavior, great time to give me a call here on The Pet Show. Plenty of time for your calls and lots of amazing stuff to give away. Again, if you happen to be new to the show, first of all, welcome. This is a show for people that love their dogs and cats and have questions that they want resolved. But more importantly, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Now, people say, Warren, why do you give these gifts away? I give them away because very often the gift I'm giving away is directly related to the issue that you may be having with your dog or cat. For example, you might hear me give away kitty lickies for a cat that's a finicky eater. You might hear me give away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats for a dog that needs better digestion or stronger hips and bones, or you want to prevent excessive shedding. So a lot of the gifts I give away, some worth as much as $50, I will give to those people that call in and get to talk to me live on the air. And again, remember, many of the gifts are just given based on the fact of what the issue you may be having is. Also, the question of the day, where are you guys? Come on, am I the only one that thinks that dogs and cats have a sense of humor? Your dog's never done anything to make you laugh, or your cat's never done anything to make you smile? Give me a call. Let me know. I will send you a great gift. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. No matter what the problem is, jumping, chewing, barking, scratching, humping, whatever it is, that's what we do here on The Pet Show. We help your pets resolve any issues they may be having with you. Let me get back to the phone lines. We're speaking to my friend Judy in Newport Beach. Judy is leaving us for the great state of South Carolina. Beautiful place, Charleston. Just a great, great area. So number one is, listen, the ideal situation is to take the dog to the airport, let him hear the sounds, walk him around, let him get up in the smells. Now, quite honestly, are a lot of people going to be able to do that? No, but at least what you can do at this point is maybe make a recording or on your computer, download the sound of a plane taking off and play it at a very low volume while you're giving your dog a massage, a treat, or he's doing his yoga. Whatever he's doing, just making him feel happy when he hears that. So that's going to be one less problem for you. Now, once you get on the airplane, you're going to be fine. It's a little Jack Russell. Chances are you got to keep him under your seat. But I got to be honest with you, depending on the flight attendant you have, I was flying back to New York for 8 years, twice a week when I was doing the Today Show. And I always have a puppy with me. And, it's put the puppy under the seat, put the puppy under the seat. But then when you pop his head out and they see how cute he is, everyone wants you to take him out and play with him. So that might be part of it as well. Make sure he's up to date on all of his shots and everything. And when you get to the new location, by the way, you can hear me in South Carolina. You can't get away from me that easy. When you get to your new location in South Carolina, before you let the dog loose, make sure you get on all fours, crawl around the new place where you're going to live to make sure there's no escape routes, there's no place he can get in and out, lock the door so people can inadvertently come in and the dog getting out and running away. And also start walking him around the neighborhood so he gets to know the neighborhood and the people. All of that's going to be big for you. But I don't think you can have much of a problem because once you get onto the plane, the noises will be pretty much consistent.
Okay, great. Do you recommend giving him any kind of a puppy tranquilizer or any kind of calming thing?
It sounds to me like you may need the tranquilizer.
I think I might, yeah.
You could speak to your vet. I can send you some Calm Down, all natural Calm Down, but I don't know if you're leaving in a week, right?
2 weeks.
Oh, you know what? Maybe you'll get it by then. So let me do this. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some Calm Down from my friends over at Nature Vet. That may be enough. It's all natural, just enough to take the edge off. It's part of their new Scoopable series, and I've heard great things about it. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. I'm going to get to you, Fadia. I believe that's your name. I'm going to get to you, Helene. Also, I want to share some really kind of stupid advice. Lots of times people go to the internet to get advice about their dog or cat's behavior. And I was reading this week, and this just kind of, I can't believe that this is there. Here we go. A trainer or a dog owner, I'm using the word owner because that's the word they used, a dog owner or trainer must be much like the skipper of a Navy ship, perhaps the last absolute monarch left in the world. The word of the captain on a ship at sea is law, so it must be with you and your dog. Let me do that again. This means that a dog owner or trainer must be much like the skipper of a Navy ship, perhaps the last absolute monarch left in the world. The word of the captain on a ship at sea is law, so it must be with you and your dog. I think this guy maybe been in the Gestapo in World War II. I'm not sure. How is this stuff making it to the internet? Does anyone out there disagree with this? Give me a call. Let me know. Who wants to be the skipper? Who wants to be in charge all the time? Who wants to not have a dog that enjoys life? Unbelievable. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Let's go to my friend. Is it Fidelia? How do I pronounce your name?
Oh, yes, my name is Fidelia.
Fidelia, now I'm even close, Fidelia. How can I help you out today?
Okay, and I live in Phelan. So I'm going to walk back in because I have my animals. I'm outside. I have a lot of animals. I have not paid for any of the animals that I have except for the 2 cows. The only reason I paid for them was because they were in such bad condition that they needed help.
So how many animals do you actually have?
I have 2 cows, 2 horses, 42 goats and sheep, about 40 chickens, and another 25 baby chicks.
Wow.
I have 8 dogs. I have 1 cat, turkey, ducks, pigs, and everybody pretty much I've gotten free.
I got it, St. Francis. You got a lot of animals. There. Today you got it. But listen, before you do anything, today is Love Your Horse Day, so you got to go out and give those horses a hug and a kiss today. Don't forget that. That's really critical.
Oh, I already have some carrots that I'm going to be giving them.
And there's nothing in the world sweeter than a cow. Nothing in the world sweeter than a cow. Okay, so what's your question for me?
Okay, so my question is, I have a cat, a black cat, who we rescued. She's 13 now. We got her when she was maybe 3 or 4 months old. I rescued her because the kids that had her would shove her in a couch, and they would just be brats, just shove her inside the couch. And so I ended up getting her. She's 13 now. People never knew I had a cat because this cat would always hide. And she's black. You can't see her. She's in the corner. And in the last 2 years, she's been very in my face. Kind of cat. The reason why I have not got more cats, over the years I've had up to 20 cats at one time, fixing them all, feral cats. But this time I have not gotten another cat because this little girl, has her clean litter box, has her food, she eats. When the water gets low, she meows at me. Other than that, she's on my face only when I sleep.
Okay, so I don't want to run. I don't want to run a time, but I'm getting from my computer that she's not peeing in a litter box consistently. Is that it?
She purposely. Well, I had to get rid of a couple couches because she peed on them.
Let's stop for a second. The word you used freaks me out. Purposely. So your cat was sitting around last night watching reruns of her favorite TV show, and she said to herself, let me go see if I can pee on that couch and ruin it. So you think this is all
Yeah.
pre-planned. It's not pre-planned. There's something going on that's causing her to do this. Whether it be that she had a little pain at 13 years old in the litter box, and maybe when she peed a little bit, it hurt her a little bit. Maybe she has a little arthritis and it hurt her to go into the litter box a little bit. What I would do is I would put down another litter box, put down a brand new litter box a couple of feet away on the couch where she's gone. What I would do is make sure you thoroughly clean that up with a good stain and odor remover made specifically for dogs and cats. I would spend more time on the areas where the cat has peed. What I would do is also put some of her favorite toys and some of her treats in there when you clean up. But the bottom line is this. That's a resolution. Here's my concern. A 13-year-old cat. A 13-year-old cat that's pretty shy from what you're telling me to begin with because she's hiding an awful lot, maybe doing it because maybe there's something going on outside. Maybe there's another cat outside that she's not comfortable with. Something's going on. That's what you need to do. This is where you need to be a good investigative guardian. You need to really try to figure out when is it taking place, what's taking place, but the resolution's the same. Spend more time in the area, clean it up properly, a little treat and food in that area, and that usually is the way to resolve it. A lot of people, I had someone call me, a famous radio host here in LA this week called me up and said, well, when my cat does this, I spray him with water and I spray him with water, only making the cat a lot more nervous and anxious, causing more behavioral issues. So the bottom line is follow my advice, and I promise you, you can have your furniture and this adorable black cat at the same time.
Well, the reason why I said purposely is because her litter box is on the ground in the laundry room. That's for her. She's got another area where she's an indoor cat. I don't let her outside.
Thank you.
And she because I just don't, over the years that we've had outside cats, owls, coyotes, whatever. But she's indoors, and she will jump up on the couch or on a chair with a pad on it and just look right at me and just, drop her butt. And I'm like, no. And I have to shoo her away. And, it's funny though, because back then she was really shy.
But it's still,
now,
but no, you have to get through to you somehow. Okay, I know how aggravating, I know how stressing it is, but the bottom line is the cat is not doing it on purpose. The cat is not contemplating how to make you angry or upset with her. There's something causing the cat. No, but I'm just saying what we need to do is figure out why is she doing this all of a sudden. Now, there's a couple of things that are jumping right out at me. 13 years old. Maybe it hurt her in the litter box, so she's going outside the litter box. Maybe she's feeling insecure. If it's a couch you sit on, maybe your scent is strong there, and she's going there as a way for you to find your way back. There's a lot of different reasons for it. So the resolution is what I want you to do. I want you to follow what I just suggested in terms of spending more time with her. I'm going to send you a copy of my cat book. It'll really guide you in terms of helping to research what may be causing the problem. So that's where we need to be. So don't go anywhere. Follow for a few weeks. There's a million things I can do. You'll call me back. We'll go further. But right now, let me send you a copy of the cat book. And I know she didn't mean it, but so many people will do that to me. And it makes me crazy. Not only this show, I do my international show right after this. My cat doesn't like me. My dog doesn't like me. So he pooped on the floor, or he chewed my favorite shoes. Dogs are not vindictive. Cats are not vindictive. Only people are vindictive. And so when a dog or cat changes their behavior, and a lot of trainers, what they do is, this is how you resolve it. This is what you do. You got to figure out first. The first thing, sometimes I feel like, remember the amazing Kreskin? Kreskin was still is a very close friend of mine. Haven't spoken to him for a while, but he's a great friend of mine. I've done a lot of stuff with Kreskin in the past. And the bottom line is, he said, Warren, how do you do this? And I said, I don't know how I do it. But sometimes what I do is I just take the time. I have the patience, and I will sit down and think of every reason I possibly can why this behavior might have changed. New boyfriend, new girlfriend, new car, new shoes, new carpet cleaner, new exterminator, new whatever. So these are things that really are triggered. And with a 13-year-old cat, sometimes a urinary tract infection or just stronger urine can cause them out of the box as well. So it's important to take the time. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, Colleen, you'll be up next. We'll get to you, Lou. Great question, Lou from San Diego calling as well. I do have an open line or two. Great time to call me. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870 5752, 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Okay, here's the deal. Don't blame me if you're not feeding your dogs and cats Lucy pet food. By far, of all the pet foods on the market, Lucy Pet Food is the only one I recommend and endorse. And the only one, more importantly, I feed to my rescues, Molly and Willie. Lucy Pet Food is absolutely incredible. It's manufactured right here in Southern California at their own plant. They have their own $1.5 million laboratory, the most passionate people I've ever met. And just recently, they were inspected by the SQF, which is an independent auditing firm, and they got a level 3, which is the highest award given. What an incredible achievement for Lucy Pet. But don't take my word alone. I want you to hear from a listener. This is what they said about Lucy Pet Food.
I just want to thank you for the Lucy pet food that you sent me. It's wonderful. My dog loves it. She won't eat other pet foods, and this she just loves. So I'm so happy about it. And I noticed that it has great ingredients. It has probiotics. It has lots of vitamins to keep her healthy.
That's one smart dog, knows what's good for her. Lucy Pet Food, the food I feed my own pets. Go to their website, LucyPetProducts.com. That's LucyPetProducts.com. Spend just $35. You can mix up whatever products you want. Spend $35 at LucyPetProducts.com. And shipping is $35 only. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Listen on Odyssey.
AM 870. The Answer.
The cat with the flashlight eyes. The cat with the flashlight eyes. His eyes would sparkle. His eyes would shine.
And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Got an open line or two. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I have some more Lucy pet food to give away. I have some kitty lickies. I have some flea spray to give away as well. So if you have any questions or comments, great time to give me a call. I'm shocked that no one's telling me that their dog or cat has a sense of humor. Maybe you just don't get your dog or cat sense of humor. I get their sense of humor. Does your dog or cat have a sense of humor? Give me a call. Let me know. And a great gift will be on its way for your buddy. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let's go to my friend Helene from Jersey. Hey, Helene, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thank you. It's so good to talk to you.
How's everything in beautiful Jersey? Where are you calling from in Jersey?
You know where Cherry Hill is?
Down by Philly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I know. I used to do a lot of training in Cherry. I live on Long Island, but I put a lot of mileage on my car. I used to do a lot of training in Cherry Hill, and I got to tell you, a lot of my clients in Cherry Hill had a little bit of a crooked nose. Just saying.
It actually does not deserve its reputation. We have lovely people down here.
I'm sure you do, and it's such a beautiful place. So what's up?
I have a remark about black animals, and I have a question about the TNR, which I would like to start with. I've been TNR the animals in my neighborhood for the past almost 20 years. And we've kept the cat population all the way down. Now, once I took in, no, that's not the problem. I'm sorry. I'm getting old, so you have to be patient with me. I have a lot of raccoons, opossums. We have a skunk running around here. There's a possum nest in my lawn, and in my backyard is another nest. And there's some stray cats, and I'm trying to trap them. All of a sudden, after all these years of successful TNR, I'm only catching wild animals who, I just want to leave them alone. I want the cat.
Don't you have a sign? Don't you have a sign in front of the Have-A-Heart Trap that says cats only?
I really should. But I'm really stumped about this. And I've caught raccoons. I'm
Yeah, that's such a difficult. It's a great question, but I wish I had the perfect answer. But when you're using, and bless you for doing TNR. I'm such a big fan. I started doing TNR on Long Island probably in 1972. So I'm a big, I'm in Santa Monica now. There's a lot of great people out here doing amazing work. In fact, a lot of people don't know this, but all of the major studios, Paramount Studios, Sony Studios in Culver City, they all have people that run their own TNR places right on the locations there to keep the cats
that's
safe.
wonderful.
It is a wonderful thing that they do, and they get no credit for it, but it's a wonderful thing that they do. There's nothing I can tell other than, obviously, and I'm sure you're doing this, if you make sure you thoroughly clean the kennels the Havahart traps each time. How many traps do you have?
3.
Yeah, I you know what? You got me. I wish I had there's nothing I can do. Because anything I do that would keep the raccoons or the possums out of the trap would do the same thing for the cats going into the trap. So it's a real tough one. I think it's just going to be a matter of you having a lot of patience.
I'll just keep trying.
Yeah, and do you have a lot of other people helping you out?
No, I do it alone. I don't want people
bless
to know because I don't want my backyard to become a dumping ground.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's something. No good deed goes, whatever that saying is.
No good deed goes unpunished.
There you go. Believe me, I've been punished for many good deeds and many bad deeds I've done as well. First of all, what you're doing, I absolutely admire you. There are ways you can keep the raccoons and the possums out of your backyard if you want to. One of the ways to do that. Somehow I thought you were going to say that. I'm trying to think what I want to send you. What would you like? Would you like a T-shirt? Would you like some dog? What do you want?
Actually, when I finally get too old to change litter boxes, I want to take in an old dog, just like me, an old dog. And I would love a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. You made me a cat. You made me a cat guardian. Everything that you've suggested has worked. And when you say patience, that's the operative word. I took in a TNR family while I was cleaning their room one winter day. 3 of them moved the screen out of the window in their guest room and ran. They were already neutered and shot, but they hadn't totally recovered yet, and just ran away. And one of the remaining ferals fell in love with one of my family of 8 at the time, cats. So I did not want to send her away because I thought it would break Vito's heart.
Listen. I got to stop you because I'm going to run out of time. But if you thought I was joking about wait. If you thought I was joking about Cherry Hill and one of your cats' name was Vito, you just proved my point.
Well, yeah. Vito used to whack crickets for my praying man.
And again, the term whack is not a term that most people use. I'm just saying, Helene. Listen, I got to move on. I'm putting you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and we're going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. Hey, great time to give me a call, by the way. Lou, we're going to get to you next. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. I do have a couple of open lines. If you have a question or a comment about your dog or cat's behavior, jumping, barking, digging, scratching, maybe they're not using a litter box, maybe your cat is not socialized properly, maybe your 2 cats aren't getting along with each other, maybe you have a new person moving into the house. I just recently worked with a couple. Their parents were moving into their home, and they wanted to make sure that their dog was able to adapt to the cats that they had. So we're able to do that. That's one of the things, and that's why the show's been on for 43 years, is there's no facade here. We tell you exactly what you need to do to help make life better for your dogs and your cats. And sometimes I may put you out a little bit, but you know what? The bottom line is, and I've been doing it for a long time, the relationship that encompasses or takes place after you understand why your dog or cat is doing something is absolutely critical. Let me go to my buddy Lou in San Diego. Hey, Lou, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. What's up, Lou?
So I have a beautiful little dog. and first and foremost, let me say Lucy is the best thing because her coat is beautiful. But every time we go for a walk, she wants to chase anything on wheels, cars, rollerblades, skateboards. It could be the nicest walk, and then as soon as she hears that or sees a car coming, she's ready to dart.
And you want to know why they do that?
Why?
Okay. Every time your dog chases a car, every time your dog chases a bicycle, every time your dog goes after a skateboarder, your dog wins. The bike goes away, the skateboard goes away, he chases the car goes away. The dog pats himself on the chest and said, "Hey, Mom, I did a really good job. Look at this. I saved you." So one of the things we need to understand is to let a dog start realizing that cars may not be something he should be chasing. What I would recommend that you do, number one, is really focus on solidifying your basic training. Make sure that you get a great response at home. Then what I would do is take him to an area where there's not a whole lot of traffic, but a small amount of traffic where cars are driving slowly, maybe a parking lot at a park or whatever. Sit with him there. Just let him hear the cars going and coming. Just sit there in a still position. Then walk him a little bit. If he starts reacting, go back to your basics. Sit down. If he's doing good, a lot of praise. It's kind of going to be a back and forth thing with you right now. However, he's on a leash, but that's okay. But there are circumstances where I have to get a little bit tougher. If I feel that the dog is chasing a car and he's jeopardizing his own safety, that's where I may come into play with one of those little air horns. I'm going to send you one of those little air horns just in case you run into that scenario. But the bottom line is this. The air horns are last resort. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. People need to spend the time educating rather than spend more time correcting. If you take the time to let your dog know that it's no big deal, cars are not something to be chased. As a matter of fact, if you can have some friends of yours sitting in the parking lot with their car and they can come out of their car, and the more time he spends with cars and has less reaction to them, the quicker this problem is going to resolve itself. I'm sending you air horn as a backup, but I want you to really follow the basics. Also, again, on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, you'll find some great tips as well. So that's what I want you to do right now.
I'm on it right now, actually. This is great.
What's your dog's name?
Camila. And she's a rescue from Mexico.
Really? You know, I have one of my good friends, Chiquita and friends, Geraldine, working down in Cabo, saving a lot of animals. People have no idea what's going on with the animals there. It's just incredible.
They're awesome over there.
Well, yeah, I'm so glad you got. Listen. I'm so glad you got this dog, and just follow my advice. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and we are going to send you a copy. What am I sending you? I'm sending you an air horn. I'm sending you an air horn for your dog. Hey, great time to give me a call, by the way. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. We're going to get to you, Shelley. 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break right now. Do have a couple of open lines. I know it's tough to get through, but if you've been trying, now's the time. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. All right, guys. I want you to listen to me real carefully. I want to talk to you about an organization I've known of for over 40 years. And I want you to open up your pocketbooks and your wallets, and here's why. If you knew that every single dollar you donate, you could actually change the destiny of cats and dogs deserted in the wild. Come on now, isn't that a legacy worth leaving behind? Of course it is. For over 43 years, Leo Grillo, my friend, Delta Rescue, would not be able to do the absolutely life-saving work they do every minute of every single day without you. That's right, you, my listeners, and your generous support. From saving lives to actually providing lifetime medical care for over 1,500 dogs and cats that were tossed out. Delta is the group that really deserves your dollars. That's why I've decided to make a bequest for Delta's rescued animals in my own personal estate planning. Many different reasons. I know where the money's going. A bequest to Delta Rescue will make your legacy work for the animals when they need it most. Now, it'll avoid fundraising costs and provide tax benefits. By the way, Delta Rescue is a top-ranked charity with GuideStar.com, and every single day they prove that your donation dollars are hard at work helping the animals. That's what the money's doing. But even if you're not ready to make long-range plans, every donation, big, small, whatever, is a chance to keep more than 1,500 cats, dogs, and horses, not just safe, not just happy, not just healthy, but actually loved for the first time in their life. Every living thing deserves that. I urge you to go to their website, deltarescue.org. That's deltarescue.org. I want you to read the individual stories of how these throwaway pets were rescued. Then ask for details on how to include Delta's rescued animals in your estate planning like I did, or to make a donation. So log on to deltarescue.org today, or text them at dogs to 801-801. That's dogs to 801-801. They're waiting. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
TV news. It's a love-hate relationship. Well, let's be honest. More hate. We agree. That's why we're different. Salem News Channel has assembled the greatest collection of conservative minds all in one place. Home to Charlie Kirk, Hugh Hewitt, Eric Metaxas, and more. There's finally a place on TV for lovers of freedom like you. Watch anytime, on any screen, free 24/7. Find what you're looking for at snc.tv. That's snc.tv.
Here's an AM 870 inflation-fighting newsflash for homeowners 55 and older. Listen carefully, because those predatory reverse mortgages are finally out. FHA has replaced them with the newest tax-free equity mortgages from Ameristar Capital Mortgage. And if you qualify, you'll never make another mortgage payment again. Age qualifications are now down to just 55. Even credit lines are now available. If you're sitting on a dream's worth of life-changing home equity, call me now, Thomas Schuessler, your dream weaver, in my 30th year of helping others 24/7, 365. Call me personally on my cell phone, 714-618-1234. That's 714-618-1234. Online at homeequitydreams.com. That's homeequitydreams.com.
NMLS 340300.
Charlie died after taking a single pill that turned out to be counterfeit.
He was having back issues, and it was a counterfeit poisonous pill.
Websites and social media selling fake medicines may look legitimate, but they're not. Drugs from these rogue pharmacies could have fillers like sawdust or deadly fentanyl.
He died in less than 15 minutes after taking the pill.
Now there's a free tool that can give you peace of mind. At safe.pharmacy, enter the pharmacy web address, and you'll know if the site you're using is safe.
If you're not getting your prescriptions from a legitimate source, that next dose you take could be your last.
We just don't want other people to go through what we're going through. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Find out about fake medicine on social media and if the site you're buying from is safe.
When it comes to custom interior work, Sardo Interiors does projects of any size.
From the Oakmont Country Club to somebody's custom little patio tablecloth. No job too large or too small.
Though Sonny Sardo has a special place in his heart for the little jobs. You might even call them seedling projects.
A lady came in years ago. I'm watching from my office, and she opens the trunk of her brand new Cadillac and pulls out an ottoman and carries it to the door. And I ran to the door and opened the door and let me help you with that. And she said, "This caster keeps popping off of the ottoman. Can you fix it?" I said, "Yes, we can." We fixed the caster, and that lady went on to be a fabulous client, from carpeting to window coverings to custom upholstering, refinishing, all the things that we do.
And like Sonny always says at Sardo Interiors,
no job too large or too small.
Whether it's just a nasty caster or an entire country club, call Sonny for a free estimate. 888-55-SARDO. 888-55-SARDO. Sardo Interiors of La Cañada Flintridge. 888-55-SARDO.
AM 870. The Answer.
She comes down from Yellow Mountain on a pony she named Wild.
And today is Love Your Horse Day. If you live with a horse, then just love him. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I'm going to get to you, Shelley, Roz, and Rosie. Before I do that, though, Helene, the lady I was talking to from New Jersey, and I was joking about Cherry Hill, New Jersey, a place I know very, very. I did a lot of training in Cherry Hill and Philadelphia as well. Anyway, she had spoke to Suzette, and she said to Suzette, and Suzette wrote me a note. Helene said Santeria, Santeria is a religion from the Caribbean, and I got to be honest with you. I wrote about it in my autobiography because there was a time where I was called, when I was a peace officer for the state of New York, I was called to a church. I wrote about this extensively, a church in Roosevelt, Long Island, by the way, the home of Howard Stern and so many other people. Also, God, what the guy who played in, come on, Warren, Dr. Doolittle. I can't think of his name. Anyway, I was called into this church and by someone who lived in the area. And when I went around back, all I saw were the heads of goats and chickens and not the rest of the bodies. So I went inside and I, had a gun with me, obviously. I was a peace officer for the state. And I confronted them. And the next thing I knew, I was surrounded by three men that did not want me being there and did not want to hear what I had to say. I said what I had to say, and that was one of the few times I ever had to pull a gun and protect myself. But anyway, I called the local police department, and I said, listen, here's the situation. There's a lot of animal abuse going on here. They're slaughtering the animals. I could really use some backup. I'm here by myself. And they couldn't do it. And I said, why? It was because of a religious freedom thing. I guess religious freedom somehow back then was more important than saving the animals. But it was a really scary time. Literally, I had to pull my gun. I wouldn't have been talking to you guys today. But Santeria was where they slaughtered the animals in the name of religion. Stupidity, stupidity, stupidity. You can have whatever religion you want. Do whatever you want to yourself, but leave the animals alone. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. 866-870-5752. Shelley first, and Rosna and Rosie. Shelley, Long Beach, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi.
How you doing?
Let me change this here. Yeah, I inherited my mom's dog about 5 years ago, and she became deaf, and now she's blind, and she's 17. So I'm wondering if you have any.
First of all, Shelley, let me adjust your halo, and let me tell you why. I spent more than enough time, and I'm a pretty tough guy, but more than enough time with tears running out of my eyes when people would bring in a dog or a cat that belonged to a parent. That parent had that dog or cat for so many years, and that parent passed on. And now the kids or the family takes that dog or cat to the shelter. Don't they realize that part of that dog or cat is their parent? The personality, the love that was put in. So I bless you for taking this right off the bat. Thank God you took this dog in. It's 17 years old, the deafness and the blindness. This may sound like a joke, and I mean it to be seriously. Don't change anything around. Leave everything where it is. If there are certain hallways where you notice that she's bouncing into walls a little bit, what you can do is you can get a couple of cardboard boxes. They're free from the local supermarket, whatever, and just line those hallways with the boxes so when she bumps into something, she's not going to hurt herself. Other than that, it's 17 years old. How blind is she at this point?
She's every day she seems to be a little more blind.
Okay, what I would try to do is
my husband always says that my mom is inside her.
It's can't get rid of his mother-in-law no matter what, huh? Anyway, listen, here's I have the perfect mother-in-law. Well, she passed away about 1.5 years ago, but she was the perfect mother-in-law because no matter where I was, she lived in Omaha, Nebraska. I was 1,500 miles away. East Coast, 1,500 miles away. West Coast, 1,500. Anyway, all joking aside, what I would do is just try to make her as comfortable as you possibly can. You might want to go out and buy yourself a high-intensity flashlight, the highest intensity you can get. Sometimes, even if they just have a little vision, if you flash the light in front of them just before you give them a treat or just before you eat, they kind of tend to learn to follow that a little bit. But the bottom line is at 17 years old, give her a hug and a kiss every day, talk to her, thank your mom for making her as wonderful as she is, and just make sure that no one obviously leaves doors open or things that can be harmful or anything sharp around the ground. You have to kind of senior dog proof your house the same way you would kind of puppy proof your house when you first, we all start out as puppies and end up as puppies anyway. So that's what I would do at this time. And just, I know this again may sound a little weird, But I honestly believe that sitting down with what's your mom's dog's name?
Marley.
Murphy?
Marley.
Oh, Marley. Just sitting down with Marley, have the conversation, say, Marley, it has been an incredible time that you had with my mom. It's an incredible time we've had together. I want you to hang around for as long as you can. You'll let me know when it's time to cross the Rainbow Bridge, and we'll cross that bridge, no pun intended, when we get to it. In the meantime, I'm going to do everything I can to make you as comfortable as possible. That's going to sound, there's people out there saying, this guy Warren, why is he on the air? Oh, he's crazy, he's nuts, but I've been on the air for 43 years, so I can't be that crazy. What I want you to do is have those conversations, and I want you to know when the time to say goodbye comes, or the time for the Marley to cross the Rainbow Bridge, you have been the most incredible daughter possible. Whatever you and your mom's relationship was, the fact that you took in something that was so important to your mom and kept it no matter what you were going through on your own, and kept it and gave it the best life possible, you are an amazing lady right off the bat, and I absolutely admire you, Shelley.
Thank you.
All right, so what am I going to say?
I just make sure she smells me all the time. That's so she
And
knows.
the other thing you may want to do is leave unwashed articles of your clothing as trails around the house.
I thought of that.
Well, now I'm telling you it's a good idea. So unwashed articles of clothing around. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you, and I'm not quite sure. You know what I'm going to do?
I have another dog who's 10. I have another dog.
Does Marley still have a pretty decent appetite?
She does right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to have this the lovely Suzette pick up. I'm going to send you the most expensive thing I have. I'm going to send you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. There is so many amazing ingredients there that will make her feel as comfortable as she possibly can, and maybe you'll call me in another 17 years with a question about Marley. And give her a big hug and a kiss, and I mean this sincerely. I hear it so many times, and I've seen it so many times where relatives bring in the dog or cat of a family member that passed on, and I don't know how they do that. My mom's dogs, anybody's in my, they take on the personality. My mom's dogs are my mom. My mom's cats are my mom. It's just the way it is. Maybe I'm a little eccentric, but that's how I believe. Let me take a quick break here before Kevin throws something at me. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Quick break. When we come back, we can go to Roz in Woodland Hills, and we got Rosie, who we helped find the dog a while back in Pasadena. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
Hi, I'm Joey Herrick, president and founder of Lucy Pet. I love all my animals and would never want to be in a position where they were not healthy because I wasn't feeding them the best food possible. That's why I created Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. It's made with the latest nutritional advancements, great ingredients, and made right here in the USA. Your pet will have better digestion, increased energy, and I believe be much healthier. So please go to your local pet store and ask them for Lucy Pet Formulas for Life. Thanks.
Hey everyone, let's talk for a moment about a subject near and dear to the heart of many women. Nope, I'm not talking about flowers or chocolates. I'm talking about a redesigned kitchen to meet a woman's culinary dreams. And I know just the folks to make that dream into a dream reality. Southwest Construction, the company that's done major work for the sage Larry Elder for years. You don't hear Larry's voice here due to FCC rules because he's running for president. So let me tell you that Southwest Construction is ranked in the top 5% of contractors nationwide. So to remodel a bathroom or kitchen or add a room, windows, or a new roof, call them 800-931-0000 and see their fantastic work for yourself online at southwestconstruction.net. That's southwestconstruction.net. Call Southwest Construction at 800-931-0000. Tell them Jen sent you. Southwest Construction, because your home deserves it.
KRLA plays contests. For the rules, go to the contest tab at am870theanswer.com.
Listen on Odyssey. AM 870. The Answer.
And I love this. We are back on the Pet Show. I'm going to get back to the phones in just a second. Before I do that, again, some more bad advice. I want you to listen to this because this is probably the most ridiculous thing I ever heard from the internet. This is someone that might be well respected by people that have no idea what they're doing. Some dogs come unplugged with hurt feelings, pouting, or even worse, freezing up if you administer a physical correction. For these dogs, frequently the use of an electronic shock collar is the best option because it's impersonal. The correction doesn't appear to be coming directly from someone they care about. It's sort of a bolt from the blue when they mess up. Is there something stupider than that? How could somebody even say that? Shock collar. Put it on yourself. Leave the dogs alone. You know, it's interesting that some of the dogs I trained that were probably I don't want to brag, but some of the sharpest dogs in the world, sniffing out bombs and drugs and finding people and just amazing stuff that dogs and sniffing out illnesses that people had. All done without electricity. All done without electricity. Do you hear me? I don't understand these lazy people using electronic shock collars. They have no idea what they're doing. And I really believe that's why people are having more problems with their pets and aggressive behavior. Just my opinion. All right, let me get back to the phone lines here. We're going to go to, Woodland Hills and Roz. What's my old cat today? Hey, Roz, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I agree with you, by the way, on the shock collar thing. It's awful.
Yeah,
my cat, who's like 19 years old, he's a good guy. He's no fuss. He won't eat good food. He'll only eat like Friskies. And he is, he's an indoor-outdoor cat, and now he's starting to randomly just started peeing in the house. And first, he used to sleep in my room with me, and now he's not allowed to do that because he won't stop going to the bathroom in there. And we always have the door open. You know, he's always been indoor.
Yeah, he's 19 years old. Okay, that means the cat is probably suffering from feline Alzheimer's disease or feline cognitive dysfunction. Sometimes it can create the inability to recognize the people they live with. It can interrupt their sleep cycle. I put this all together. I wrote this week because I was going to share it, but now I'm doing it with you. Inability to recognize familiar surroundings. They can get lost. Forgetting housebreaking habits, lack of social interactions, lack of personal hygiene, all of these things. Some of the things that have been helpful is, sometimes leaving night lights on for the cat can be helpful as well. Sometimes the feel away can be helpful as well. But the bottom line is this. At 19 years old, what I would try to do at this point is, again, you want to clean up the areas, but I'm sure his sense of smell is not what it used to be. You might want to put down an extra litter box or two that's a little bit larger with cut down sides to make it really easy for him to get in and out of. He probably has some form of arthritis at this stage of his life, and what happens is it's not as comfortable, even though they do occasionally, it's not as comfortable getting in and out of the litter box, and in some cases they don't even realize their way back to the litter box because they're suffering with a little bit of that dementia. I would put down a larger litter box in the areas where you think it's most important, clean up the areas where the cat has gone, and the bottom line is this. Give him a hug and a kiss for every day you have him. It just, I know it's hard. I know you want me to give you an answer. How can I stop my cat peeing? He's 19 years old. He's going to pee. You can confine him in an area where he's comfortable with. That would be good. But I would definitely try a brand new litter box. And also, something you said at the beginning kind of threw me just a little bit. And that was the concept of that he's an indoor-outdoor cat. At 19 years old, this cat should never see the outdoors unless you're there with him on a leash and a harness. He doesn't have the ability to detect predators from coming behind him, picking up the scent of predators. Their smells change. So even though I know what you say, he loves the great outdoors. Well, you know what? Other animals love the great outdoors, and it's way too dangerous for a 19-year-old cat to be outside. I want you to follow my advice. Give him a hug. You sound like an incredible lady. Give him a hug and a kiss every day. I wish I can give you a specific answer, but at 19 years old, changing the behavior at this point is controlling it in terms terms of making sure we make it as comfortable for him and as comfortable for you as possible. So you might want to get a larger litter box, cut down the sides, put some tape on it so it's not sharp, just making it a lot easier for him to get out of and him to get in them. But I got to be honest with you, at 19 years old, probably what's going on, he's a little confused about his surroundings, confused, might not even know that he's peeing or going to the bathroom sometimes. It's all part of it. Do you notice that he's not grooming himself as much as he used to either?
No. I mean, I thought about that. Like, maybe that's what's going on. But I mean, he lives with a pit bull, and the pit bull's afraid of him. So he's, pretty tough guy. And,
yeah. Well, then try this. Try cleaning up the areas where he's gone with a good stain and odor remover.
Yeah, we do.
Oh no, there's no such thing as.
I'm doing that. But the thing is he never used a litter box in his life, and so we ended up getting a litter box, thinking, okay, that's.
Well, whoa, let me stop you. Take that litter box, but don't put any litter in it. Take some dirt and grass. If he was used to going outside, take some dirt and grass from outside where he might have gone in the past, and put that in the litter box. Give him the opportunity of, at least at 19 years old, if that's where he enjoyed going and he never went in a litter box, give him a litter box with the smell of something he's used to from the outside.
I got one more question about him. He keeps getting frequent these ear infections, and it's like, we go to the vet and they do what they do, and it's just like ear infections are part of his life at this point.
Yeah, what I would do, I have one of my dogs, Molly, that has a tendency towards ear infections too. So what I do is, there's a product on the market I use. You can get it from your vet or over the counter, and it's an ear cleaner. I use it to clean their ears at least once or twice a week, and then if I notice there's something going on, I have medication to put in there afterwards. So rather than running to the vet all the time, which I'm sure is stressful for you, see if you can get the medication, or at least a prescription for the medication from your vet, so you could administer at home with a 19-year-old cat.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Don't go anywhere.
Is there anything natural that I can give to him or do for him for that to help, keep that? I think it's yeast is what he's getting. Is there anything that I could put, a supplement I could put in his diet, or? I'm looking
offhand. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to send you my hugs and kisses, and here's why. What it's going to do is it will make him absorb things better, but what it really helps is with the digestive aspect. So let's do this. Let's put you on, and it's pretty natural, so let's put you on hold. We're going to send you the hugs and kisses for your cat. It was a tough call. I got to admit, it was a tough call. 19 years old. Some cats can live 20, 21, I've heard, but at 19 years old, it's time to retire him inside and let him enjoy the rest of his life in peace and serenity. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. But I was going down that list with her. I meant that seriously. A lot of people don't want to admit that their dog or cat's getting older. And cats do suffer from feline cognitive dysfunction, and so do dogs. There are new medications coming on the market your vet may be help you with. But if your dog's getting a little bit older, or your cat's getting a little bit older, a little confused, you might want to try night lights and putting articles of clothing so they can follow those around if they're starting to lose their sight as well, because the sight generally goes before the eyes. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Quick break, then right back at you. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. When I started Hugs and Kisses over 30 years ago, before websites, before .coms, our 800 number was born. And my promise to you is that you will always have your questions about any products I mentioned answered by a Hugs and Kisses counselor. Now, you're certainly welcome to visit our website, thepetshow.com, but it's not the only way to order. We welcome every single call, and we promise to follow up your message with a prompt reply. Remember the good old days when you could ask questions without being directed to a website, an app, or a QR code? Just leave your product questions, and a counselor will call you back. So many of our 800 number calls are delighted at speaking with a knowledgeable and friendly Hugs and Kisses counselor. So jot down this number, 1-800-430-4847. That's 1-800-430-4847, 1-800-430 in the word hugs. Visit thepetshow.com and call us with your product questions at 1-800-430-4847.
My friends Arif Halaby and I recently spoke at our event, Solving the Financial Moral Dilemma. Let's hear from Arif's client, Gloria, who attended the event.
Arif Halaby is a wonder. My husband and I gave him a fairly healthy sum of money, and now we're here today and we have more that we want to talk to him about, various different plans that he can help us with our retirement. It's really interesting to find somebody that knowledgeable about so many different aspects of financial planning.
Yes, Arif is extremely knowledgeable and trustworthy. I assume you'd recommend Arif to your friends?
I've recommended Arif to my family and friends and a lot of my clients.
Wonderful. Another satisfied client of Arif Halaby. Folks, my wife Sue and I are Arif's clients. I highly recommend you call Arif Halaby, CEO of TFS Financial Insurance Services, at 888-99-RETIRE. That's 888-99-RETIRE.
Moving. The endless list of things to do. The stress, the worry, the packing, the physical and mental exhaustion. Wouldn't it be great to make it all go away with one phone call? Well, you can. Hi, I'm Henry Vogel of Presto Logistics. For nearly 2 decades, Presto Logistics has packed and moved thousands of families and businesses across town and across the country. We've got the trucks, the movers, and the experience to make your move smooth and stress-free. Presto Logistics is licensed, insured, and A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. We can also store your belongings in our climate-controlled warehouse for as long as you need. Then we'll deliver your possessions back to you whenever you're ready to move. Go to prestomoving.com or call 818-349-4000 and I'll personally come to your home to give you a binding quote for your move, along with $200 off the cost of any packing supplies you might need. Take the stress out of moving with Presto Logistics. Go to prestomoving.com or call 818-349-4000. That's prestomoving.com or 818-349-4000. That's 818-349-4000.
Stop suffering from joint pain. Learn about stem cells and platelet-rich plasma on Living Pain-Free with Dr. Darrow from Joint Rehab and Sports Medical Center. 1 p.m. Saturdays on AM 870, The Answer.
AM 870, The Answer.
All right, so here's the deal. We're back on the Pet Show. We're going to be off in about 2 minutes, so here's what I want to do. This is the phone number for my national and Canadian show. It's done out of Washington, D.C., Radio America, Armed Forces Radio. Write this number down. It's the same type of show. I give away the same type of gifts. The only difference between that show and this show is that the callers come from all over the United States and Canada, even Guam. So here's the phone number for the network show. You can start calling it at 1 o'clock. Be really patient. Takes them a while to answer, so let it ring, 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 ring. The calls are going into Washington, D.C. It's a toll-free number. Here it is, 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. As I said, the same type of show, give away the same gifts. I want to share this with you. I know a lot of you are on internet, a lot of you on social media. I have sites that are up there now that we're really expanding on. One of them is my YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. There's incredible tips there. I share tips almost every day. You should subscribe. It doesn't cost you a penny. A lot of fun stuff there. So I just posted a video there of my first wife Faye and I doing the David Letterman show before he went to nighttime. He had a morning show. Me having Dave dressed up in a suit and attacked by a dog. I'll post that video, but it's all up there. You should subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free, simple enough to remember. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. Again, the phone number for the national show, 877-725-8255. You can start calling in about a minute. Till next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a special one right between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you, yes, really, thank you for listening. Thank you, Kevin and Suzette. Thank you guys for listening to The Pet Show.
Warren Eckstein and The Pet Show on AM 870 The Answer, and it was sponsored by, guess who? AM 870 The Answer. And a good afternoon to you. I'm Danny Gilchrist. It's the Weekend Magazine. Happy to join together with you. Now, remember, if you take Fido, or whatever you call your pooch, out for a walk, you got to have slippers today, because their feet will burn. I know Warren talks about that. And